And for this Dragon Boat celebration has been lasting for several years, which attracted thousands and tens of thousands of audiences. We can see there are some platforms setting up for this event with some fences to protect the safety of our audience. And today we have over 110,000 visitors come and join us today. Hello, it's your first time to come here for the visit and to join this festival? No, actually it is my third time to come here. I'm here with my friends. Every year we come to this festival, we will consider it as a grand celebration because we can not only see the boat racing, we can also see the water sprinkling festival, also a very special duck catching event hosting here. So which one is your favorite? Actually, I like the water splashing event. Last year, actually, I have some experience. If you do it on the sea, it's quite different when you do it on the land. It's very exciting. And he just told us that today we have the water splashing event here, and it is quite different from the water splashing on the land. And I understand that it is quite unique. It is more thrilling to do it on the sea. And today we have so many highlights for this event. And now we can see these people are doing a duck catching event. And today we will provide you a 3 angle to experience this water splashing event. For myself, I will bring you the live streaming from the ground, and one of my colleagues will do the live streaming from a boat. And also we have a drone to send back the signals to us, so we can do it from a bird's eye view. For the water splashing, it has hundreds of history. In order to better understand this history, we have a special guest here, a folk art artist. Mr. Feng, please say hi to everyone. Wish you a happy Dragon Ball Festival. So, are you from the local area? Yes. So, can you give us more introduction about this water splashing event? This was dated back in Ming Dynasty. So in 1784 it started, and at that time there were frequent business exchange between Taiwan and mainland China, especially on the day, the 5th day of the 5th of the lunar calendar. And at that time, some of the fishing boats from Taiwan and fishing boats from mainland will gather in this area to celebrate this grand festival. They will greet each other to splash water on each other. So the 5th of the 5th month of the lunar calendar is actually represents the change of season. So it marks good fortune. That's why people splashing water to each other. This is actually originated from our daily life. So when people splash in water, it doesn't mean they will want to wash out the dirt from the vessel, from the fishing boat. So this is a very traditional event in China. Now you can see not only we see the water splashing, we also have the duck catching event as well as the dragon boat racing. I have just interviewed some audience from Taiwan, and they also talk about the history of the cultural exchange between the two sides of the strait. Actually, it is quite close from the Taiwan coast to China. It is around 120 sea miles. It's not far away. For Taiwan compatriot, they also told us that they have the same kind of tradition of splashing the water as well as catching the ducks. So what are the difference of this year's event? And today we just experienced a heavy rain, but still we still can feel the enthusiasm of our audience. So you can see people are splashing water on each other. Actually, they are passing out the good fortunes to each other. So maybe we can give you a bird's eye view of this event. We have seen around 100 fishing boats on the sea. 30 of them are working staff, and 10 of them are commanding ship, and 10 of them are media coverage ship. And for this event, it actually attracted the media to join this event. I'm not sure if my colleague is on one of the boats. For the water splashing, it's not just a competition, it's actually a passover of the good fortune. The people who got the most amount of water, meaning that this person will be endowed with the most amount of good fortune and best wishes. So I believe every one of them want to get wet during this splashing event. Some people would like to board on the boat in order to be splashed by others. Now let's move on another event. It is a duck catching event. The duck catching event is a kind of folk sports competition. Let's take a look how they do it. So you can see on the front part of the boat, they will have a pole attached, around a 10-meter long pole attached to the boat. And the pole is covered by oil. Again, this sport is also originated from our daily life. This also shows the positive attitude from the fishermen. And also this event is associated with some military training as well. And we understand for this area it used to be a military training base. So for the duck catching, it's one of the items for the military training. For some of the soldiers, they are actually coming from the northern side. They are not very well with the sea. Now let's take a closer look. We have a pole attached to the ship. In order to catch a duck, the soldiers have to run quickly, and also they have to make themselves balanced on the boat. So let me introduce you the rule about the duck catching. So you can see the pole is around 7 to 8 meters to the boat, and at the top of the cage you can see a duck is actually tied into the cage. So for the contestants, they have to walk to the cage barefoot. Actually, it is quite difficult to do it because on the sea sometimes you will experience stronger wind. It's very difficult for you to keep yourself balanced on the pole, and especially for this pole is covered with oil. It's very slippery, so it really requires hard work for you to make yourself balanced. And at the same time, you have to walk really fast in order to get the cage. You can see one man actually running towards the cage, but it's quite slippery on the pole. That's why he fell off. So what are the techniques they are using? Can they crawl towards to the cage? Well, as long as you can make yourself balanced. So you have to do a lot of practice in order to make yourself balanced. So when you reach the cage, you have to open the cage in order to get the duck. So it's really not an easy task. And also we just mentioned that for the pole, actually it is covered with oil, so it is really slippery. So you can see a lot of them fail to do it. So actually, for this kind of sports, it represents the fighting spirit of our local people, the fighting spirit that we are talking about. You want to do it, you have to fight for them, and in the end, it will be successful. Even though it is just mirroring a duck catching event, but it reflects the fighting spirit from the southern Fujian province. In the past, from the tradition, we can know that all of these fishermen, they actually earn a living on the sea. They bring good fortune and prosperity to the local area. That's why we are saying that the fighting spirit is the core piece of their blood ties. So one of my colleagues is actually on the boat. So let's move to our colleague to see what else he can bring to us. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from China National Radio Peng Jianjun. I'm giving you the live streaming from the boat. Let's take a look on site. We see so many fishing boats on the sea, two larger ones in the middle part. So first you see the wooden pole attached to the boat, and at the very end of the pole you can see a cage which locks in a duck. So this is the very well-known duck catching event. So for the athletes, so they have to walk really quickly to the very end of the pole in order to get the duck. For this duck catching event, it has been hosted for around 12 times. If some people run into adverse weather conditions, so this event will not be held. And today's weather was not really good. It's rainy, a little bit crowded, but these people are still doing the duck catching. Now we can see one contestant is ready to get the duck. Let's cheer up for him. The other boat, we see another athlete is ready. Oh well, he failed. He's not able to make it to the cage. For a duck catching event, it is actually coming from a military training program, because for a northern military troop, they are not very well with water and with sea. In order to improve their capabilities to fight on the sea, that's why we created this kind of sports. Later on, this sport has become a local entertainment for the fishermen. We think one of the ship does not have a duck. So at this point, we are just testing the athlete's balance. So first of all, they have to pass through the pole, and in the end, people will throw a duck to them. Some people, even though they get the duck, they will go back to the ship and they want to do it again. So there's no time limits. So some of the people, they would like to do several rounds of tests, several rounds of attempts in order to get more ducks. For this pole, it's around 25 meters. So we just see a very excellent performing. And for the pole, it's actually extending 6 to 7 meters over the boat. And the people not only have to pass through the pole, they have to open the cage in order to get a duck. In the past, only men participated in this kind of event. But now, it's more open to the public. Sometimes some women would also like to participate in this event, as well as some youth. We do see some kids participating in this event, but not many women to do it. When we just see it from here, we will say it's a little bit dangerous. If you lose your balance, probably you will fall into the water. So that's why people always call it is a game for the braveries. Not many people can get a duck. Some of them told me you have to be brave enough in order to get a duck. So for this pole, it's actually covered by oil. So this pole is very slippery, so it is not easy to pass through the pole. In order to be balanced, some people may want to do it later. So some people may walk through the pole first, and then the pole will be less slippery. So for this sports, it really showcases the bravery of the local people and also demonstrates the culture of the southern Fujian province. But you can see these people are very passionate about these sports. They really want to get it a try. So for the two boats are full of people. So for this one, again, he fell. So as far as we know, the pole is really slippery, so it's really not easy to keep your balance. Before our live streaming, after we have a very strong rain, that's why the condition is not very well for this duck catching event. And people are actually doing it on the boat. With the influence of the wave and the strong wind, it's even difficult for them to maintain balance. And we see so many people are actually gathering in this area to watch the duck catching event. In the past, there is a legend that many ladies would like to gather here to watch the sports. And if one of the men can pass the pole successfully, and then he will get the lady. That's the legend. And also this year is the 12th water splashing event. We have so many boats gathering on the sea, and each one of these boats, this vessel, have their own name. Let's take a closer look on the water splashing between the two boats. So people are splashing water to each other. It's actually we are sending the good fortune and best wishes to each other. So it is actually a very auspicious meaning inherited for this event. And some people, they are wearing a raincoat and to do the water splashing. So it has been lasting for a really long time, so some of them are very exhausted. I'm just asking whether they like this event. And we also see some women actually participating in this water splashing event. They're very active, engaging in this kind of event. They're very passionate and they look very happy about it. They are enjoying this process of splashing water to each other. And also we have some media reporters, they're trying to capture this moment. So I would like to cheer up for them for the water splashing. Most of them are using this small bucket to splash the water. So you can see they will get some of the water from the sea. And for smaller boats, they will put the bucket into the sea and gather water and then to splash the water to the other boat. Now we're moving to the other end. So for these people, they're also doing the water splashing. And today's weather is not very well. This consumes their energies today. So you can see for this one, there are many young men on this boat. They're really enjoying this process. You need strength to do it. And even those who got wet from the water, they will feel very happy about it because the water represents good fortune and best wishes. Thank you for your best wishes. So when you are splashing the water, you will not face the people like face to face. You have to like turn your body a little bit in order to receive the water. So when we are doing the live streaming, we are on the boat, so it is quite shaky. Well, it feels good. Thank you so much for your great fortune and best wishes. For this water splashing, once you are aboard on the boat, you cannot leave the boat. You have to stick to the end and send out all the best wishes to the others. in order to attract people to board on the boat, the leader of the boat will actually make several shifts of this event, because we want more people to enjoy this water splashing experience. So some of our boats, the media boats, will also receive the best wishes from them, but it's so pity that we cannot send out our best wishes to them. So you can see these boats are very close to each other. If you want to send out more best wishes, you can see just like the smaller one in the middle, it will find a shortcut and drive between the two boats and send out more best wishes, meaning that more water splashed to each other. Now we're at the outer range of this water splashing event, and we can see there were so many boats here. So everyone is enjoying this atmosphere. And naturally, there were so many people on the island, and they are actually cheering up for the athletes who are doing the water splashing on the sea. But you can see these people are fully equipped, because if you have a long hair or wearing glasses, probably it will be a burden for you. Thank you for your best wishes. Actually, I have already tasted some of this sea water. It's quite salty. But I feel very cool, especially in summertime. You guys are crazy. Thank you so much. So now it comes to the end for the Hanjiang part, for the water splashing and the dog catching event. So for this event, it's actually showcase the fighting spirit of the southern part of Fujian. So you can see these people are united together and would like to send out the best wishes and great fortune to the others. Thank you so much, and wish you a happy Dragon Ball Festival.
我们现在就是在南溪江的江面上为大家带来的直播报道，大家可以看一下我的这个脚下，看到了吗？从这个石缝里面奔流而下的就是南溪江的江水，而我们站的这个地方呢叫做丁部。
So now we are at the Nanxi River.
就是为了像在端午这样的时节呀，大家可以来河里戏水、游个泳，像我们现在满头大汗。
So at this time, some people would like to take a swim in the river. Let me show you another thing. And for the rocks here actually has hundreds of years of history. And you can see this river, the water very rushy. And they actually leave a channel, a passage from the waterway. Let's take a closer look. And this is actually specially prepared for the Dragon Boat Festival. Let's see, who are they? What are they? So this we can see a Zemong boat lining up here. For all of these Zemong boats, it have over 1,000 years of history. But with the development of the road transportation, these Zemong boats have been gradually eliminated. But in the past, this Zemong boat is the main transportation vehicle for these villages. And in the past, for the villagers here, they have to take this Zemong boat to go to other cities and regions in order to sell their goods. So let's take a closer look at the Zemong boat. And today is a Zemong boat festival. And let's interview one of them. So how old are you? I'm over 60 years old, and I started to know how to ride the Zemong boat since 18 years old. So in the past, I will use this Zemong boat to load some of my products and goods, and I will travel to Wenzhou with this Zemong boat, and I have to earn a living for all of my family. So you can see for this gentleman, even though he's above 60, but you can see he's very healthy. And today it is the Zemong boat competition. Do you know more or less about the capability of other Zemong boats? So for the contestants, some of them are from younger generation. So for yourself, do you have the confidence to win? I'm not sure about it. I would like to win, but I'm not sure if I can win. So let's move ahead. It's very difficult to walk on. For the Zemong boat, it used to be the core transportation vehicle, but with the development of the road transportation, and the Zemong boat has lost its powerful effect. In the past, people will use this kind of Zemong boat for transportation and earn a living for their family. But these people are very attached to the Zemong boat. And today you can see there were like so many visitors, audience gathering here to take a look at this Zemong boat competition. Especially for younger kids who grow up in this area, they're actually living on one of these Zemong boats. Do not underestimate the power of these athletes. Because for these people, they have a very heavy burden on their shoulders because they have to earn a living for their whole family. So they're very powerful, they're full of strength, and they're very confident about this competition. And today we have around 30 Zemeng boats for this competition. Now I would like to understand the structure of this boat. So, Liam, can you give us more introduction about the boat? Well, the time is yours. For the Zemeng boat, it has over 1,000 years of history. It used to be a transportation vehicle, but now this boat has been considered as a tourism asset. And today we all gather here in this picturesque scenery. I can't wait to give you the experience on the ferry of this Zemeng boat. And here is the leader, and he will teach us like how to paddle this Zemeng boat. I'm 55 years old, but I started to know how to paddle this boat since I was 18. I'm very happy to come here to join this competition. So, can you give us some demonstration on how to paddle this Zemeng boat? Because it seems very difficult to do it. So Mr. Dai, the gentleman, just told us that he started to paddle the boat since he was 10 years old. We will go to the front part of the boat. So first of all, they will hold this supporting paddle. Now he is doing the demonstration on how to stroke the paddle. Looks, he's very professional on this. So you can see, you have to find a good position in order to stroke the sweeping wall. Well, he said the position is good, and you can see Mr. Dai just shows some demonstration. And for the Zemeng boat, it's quite special from other boats. It has a white colored sail. It can help accelerating the boat. But when you are traveling against the wind, this sail will be retrieved. You can see some of them, they are hanging up this white sail in order to prepare for this competition. You can see every one of them are very experienced about this competition. So let's see the middle part of the boat. So for this roofing, actually it is movable. When there is a good weather, they will open up this roofing. In the past, for this boat, it can load goods, products, can also load passengers. People can also relax on this boat. So we are just talking about the middle part of this Zemeng boat. Now we have so many audience today to experience this competition. I would like to ask another question. What is the function for this large oar? This is the main sweeping oar in order to direct the boat. So for this sweeping role, it's very important for us to control the direction of the boat. So this is very important for a steersman as well. So we have to pay attention to the guy who's standing at the very back of this boat. So we have someone at the front part. So that person is responsible to issue some voice calls, and two people sitting in the middle, and the steersman will stand at this position. So for myself, I think I can hardly stand on the boat. But for the steerman, they have to stand in that position in order to control the direction of this boat. As I just mentioned, for the Zemeng boat, it used to be a transportation vehicle in the past, and some people even live on this boat. Can you see this? This is the tool to get water. In the past, when people were getting thirsty, so they would use this tool to get some water. Let's take a look on the quality of the water. For this area, even though it is considered as one of the dirtiest region, but still the water looks fine, looks very clear. So it is drinkable for this water. And also for each one of the boats, you can see there is a small platform for living. So people can rest and sleep on the boat. So the competition is about to start. Let's step back and look at this. Well, the match is about to start. Wish you success. So the competition is about to start. We will step back. So actually, I'm quite eager to get on the boat. So where do you come from? So I travel here just for this competition. I haven't seen this before, so that's why I'm so eager to watch the game. So when you were young, probably you have some knowledge about this Zemeng boat. So in the 70s, there were many Zemeng boats. Before I went to Shanghai for working, I'm pretty much familiar with this kind of boat. So please take more photos to keep the memory alive. So for Zemeng boat, it used to be a very traditional transportation vehicle, and it is the only transportation vehicle that can take you from the village to the urban city. I can feel your pride, so just share your pictures to your friends and share your pride with your Happy Dragon Boat Festival. Some people asking me if I would like to board on the boat, but I cannot, because I don't want to add a burden to this boat. And for these people, they're really eager to win, even though the prize is not much, just a basket of eggs, but still these people are really eager to earn the prize. Today is a little bit hot, but still we can see so many villagers coming here to watch the Zemeng boat competition. Even though this boat has over thousands of years of history, but people have seldom seen this boat in the last 3 decades. So here we have the gong. So for the diameter of the gong is around 1 meter. The secretary of the region will beat the gong in order to send out the call for this competition. So his job is to beat up the gong. So after the competition starts, we will invite the secretary to give us more introduction about this event. And we also have a journalist here to give us more introduction. This is of China National Radio. So let's give her some time to bring us more life about this competition. So the competition is about to start. Let's wait and see. So on each one of the Zemeng boat, we can see 4 people on the boat. Well, it's about to start. Now the competition starts. You can see it's very fierce competition, very fast for each one of the boat. We're already seeing some boats are leading the others. So the real oar is the important driving force for the boat. The man standing at the back parts of the boat, and today we have a very strong wind, so it requires them very strong physical strength in order to paddle the boat. So Secretary Xu, can you give more introduction about this Zemeng boat? Why so many people are interested in this kind of boat racing? So for the Zemeng boat, it has over 1,500 years of history. Actually, it is a shared memory for a group of generations. That's why these people are very interested. So for Zemeng boat, it used to be the only vehicle, the transportation vehicle for us, for the Yongjiang village. But with the development of the road transportation, and the Zemeng boat has been gradually eliminated. And today, we can see Zemeng boat in another occasion. And Zemeng boat also represents the rural revitalization and to promote the tourism of the village. So I can feel the pride of our village and also the culture of the Zemeng boat. So we actually are chasing the boat. It's quite bustling on site. You can see so many people are gathering here and cheering up for the racers. And we can see the boats are racing very fast. So we have to chase the boat. Just give me a few minutes. We will try to chase the Zemeng boat in order to be ahead of the boat. So it feels like we are chasing against the tide. Just 1 or 2 minutes, this Zemeng boat has already passing the middle line. But still you can see the differences between the boats. In total, there are 30 Zemeng boats. And we can see some of the boats are actually approaching to the finishing line. Now we're almost there. So you can feel the speed of the Zemeng boat. Even though we are running, but still it feels like we are a little bit behind the Zemeng boat. Look at this little girl. I believe she must think her father is a hero. Well, we can see the boat right now. Let's see the last one. So the man standing at the back, it is the steerman of the Zemeng boat. And for the 2 people standing at the front part is the supporting steerman. So the Zemeng boat competition is quite different from the dragon boat racing. For the Zemeng boat, it's more like a Tai Chi game. People have to consider the wind power and the waves of the river in order to control the speed of the boat. For the dragon boat racing, it comprises about like 20 people, but for this Zemong boat racing, there are only 4 people on the boat. So they have been coordinated with each other in order to push the boat ahead. We can see the first boat has already passed the finishing line. We can see these people very happy about their performance. I just saw Mr. Dai. I think he's not leading, but it's okay for them. I believe most of the people here are not just for the competition. They're coming here just want to show their pride about the Zemong boat and also the culture of the Zemong boat, because this ancient culture has a life. I believe Mr. Dai must be very happy about this competition. So we can see this so-called outdated Zemong culture has been alive again. We're so lucky to witness this moment, to witness the recovery of the history. After 3 decades, Zemong boat has brought back the thousands years of tradition and culture. You can see these watermen, they're relaxing. Probably they're also thinking back of their younger times. Some people are relaxing themselves on the boat, just enjoying this picturesque scenery. Now the competition has ended. Let's get back to Lija, continue our live streaming. I've just asked Secretary Shi why there are so many people want to come here to enjoy this show, because these people are very proud about the history of the Zemong boat. So you just talk about the revitalization. Why you choose this time to recover the Zemong boat? When we talk about the rural revitalization, the first thing we want to revitalize is actually the culture. And Zemong boat represents the culture of the rural area. And for Zemong boat, it has over 1,500 years of history, but it has been disappearing for about like 30 years. But it does carry a heritage from the past. For Nanxi River is very beautiful, and for Zemong boat, it has a rich history. That's why we want to bring back the Zemong boat as part of our endeavor for the rural revitalization. One of the viewers just asked a question. So, can we get on the Zemong boat to experience the ferry of the Zemong boat? Because for us, we are from the younger generation, we really want to experience the feel of the Zemong boat. So we just want to experience the Zemong boat. So today we are really lucky, and we can actually experience the boat. Now we're about to get on the boat. We can see some of the watermen, they're quite aged, because this kind of Zemong boat is very popular in 1930s. But today it's very lucky that we have the chance to get on the Zemong boat. And I believe this Zemong boat must be different than other boats, for example, the black awning boat. Well, I'm quite looking forward to it. So, how can we step on the boat? So just be careful when we are boarding on the boat. So we will be careful. So let's see, the boat has enough space for all of us. I have a question for you. How many people can accommodate into this boat? So this boat can accommodate 10 or 20 people. And also, it can load around 2 tons of goods. And this boat can be parked to Wenzhou. So it's alright, we can have over like 20 people board on the boat. So let's experience the boat. So we would like the cameraman to go further into the boat. Let's give a shot on the steerman. So he is the big boss of this boat. Let's pay attention to his moves, his gestures. You can see he's using all of his strength on the roll. So he has to lean behind on the roll. And you can see he's barefooted. I would like to step on the wood so it is not slippery. So probably it is one of your experience in riding the roll. So also you have some like special moves to keep yourself balanced on the boat. Now we would like to make a turn of this Zemeng boat. So let's see how he turned the boat. Well, it's quite natural. It's just abide by the wave of the water and then the boat can make a turn. It looks quite simple and quite easy to operate. So we have 2 young journalists and female journalists. They are interested in how to ride a boat. Can you give them some introduction about the technique in the steering? So for the main role, it's difficult to do it. So they're saying maybe they can learn how to do the supporting steer. So for the sweeping role, the steerman is not able to teach them because it is very important, very essential for them. So maybe we can move ahead to ask our supporting steerman to give them introduction for the supporting steer. So he just said that it's just the way how you do the dragon boat. It's not heavy for the paddle, but I don't have much strength. I think it makes no sense for the paddling. And the waterman just told me the position is good, but I'm not using any of my strength. So I have to put my hands up on the paddle. So we can feel that the boat is moving. So I have to use some of my strength. Is there a way that I can save some of my energy to do it? What kind of technique I have to use for the paddling? Just like this. You have to use the strength to do it. So we will try to see if we can move the boat. So we will have the steerman to stop. Now we will have to use our own strength to paddle the boat. I think it's quite energy consuming because we are running against the wind. If the boat is moving, probably we do a good job. Because the steerman is not helping us. You can see the boat is moving right now. It's quite steady, by the way. And we are approaching to the starting line for this competition. We think we do a good job. Some of the netizens are asking what's the differences in paddling this boat compared to others. Well, I cannot feel any differences because this is the only boat I have been paddling. So you have to put your hand one above the other, and you have to use the strength so that it can create a driving force to push the boat. You have to stroke the paddle backwards. So it's a good way to exercise yourself. I already feel my arm is a little bit exhausted. It require a very strong strength. We're approaching to the starting line for this competition. I can feel that the steerman is still helping us, because for us, we cannot control the direction. So some of the netizens are asking what happens if only one person paddles the boat. Let's try. Now we're even closer to the destination. Probably we have already paddling for around 50 meters. We are about to arrive at the destination, and we have other like dragon boat events on the shore. Even though I'm not paddling the boat, but I'm quite nervous under the roofing because some of the netizens, they're questioning your capability. Let's cheer up for these two ladies. Let's take a look at the paddle. So for her position, actually, she is not demonstrating the right position. Don't learn from her. But today we just try to experience the boat. After we land on the boat, we will give you more knowledge about this Zemeng boat. For example, how to make the Zemeng boat. And also you can see the flag, the sail of this boat. If you look inside of the boat, you can see the material of the wood is quite different. When we land on the shore, we will give you more introduction about the boat. So you can see we're bringing two ladies on the boat, and they have to bring their handbags with them. So please pay attention to your belongings when you're out on the festival. And some of the netizens, they're very interested about this Zemeng boat. And there's this ship building site for Zemeng boat. So for this Zhemong boat, it has been disappearing for around 3 decades. But now we have recovered this ship-making site for Zhemong boat. So pretty soon we'll arrive at the ship-building factory to take a look on the production process for the Zhemong boat. You can see this area is very beautiful, with a picturesque scenery. And we have so many villages and visitors coming here to watch the Zhemong boat racing. Many vehicles are parking here. It has been parked for around 1 kilometer. That means so many people are coming here to join the competition. Pretty soon we will arrive at the shipbuilding site for Zhemong boat. Can you hear the sound? The master is actually hammering on the boat. We have another colleague here. He has already gained some knowledge about the production process for the boat. Let us give time to Changqing. So now I would like to introduce the material, the wood of the Zhemong boat. So all of the wood are carefully selected. There are 4 commonly used wood. So for the gray one, this is the pine wood. Because the pine wood is hard enough. When the boat approaching the shore, this pine wood can protect the body of the Zhemong boat. And for the side, it was made from the cedar wood, because cedar wood is quite light. So it is easier for people to control the direction for the boat. And for the main piece, these woods are actually cutting from the pine tree. And for the bottom part, it is actually made from the camphor tree. If you can smell the scent of the wood, it is actually the smell of the camphor tree. So you can see the master is actually joining different pieces of wood through tung oil. So in the end, the whole boat will be covered by tung oil in order to protect the boat from water. So it takes around 15 to 30 days in order to make a boat. So you can see tung oil is actually a pasting with this boat. This is the overall structure of the boat. So this is the main live streaming of this Zhemong boat racing. So let's take a holistic view of this area. And today we have take you the Zhemong boat racing today. And it is an old tradition in the past, and today we witness the historic moment, and also we are enjoying the picturesque landscape here. And today is the Dragon Boat Festival, and we have come to the end of this live streaming. Wish you happy Dragon Boat Festival. Thank you for watching.